Moving back from the meta into the now, Witness the Fitness and the Widowmakers will be performing their map draft. This is still best of 3. There's no changes to the format at all here. It's not going to be best of 5 for the finals. Dear God, no, please. It is just best of 3. They'll do the map draft. They'll get rid of King of the Hill. They'll get rid of the 2CP, and then they'll decide from there. I want to see what happens, not necessarily when the big carries face off. I want to see what happens when, like, for instance, Sora and Azrin face off. Sora and Azrin have both shown they can do some crazy stuff with supports. You know, we saw Sora just going all over the bloody gaff using Lucio. Azrin, with the Zenyatta, has done some crazy things, getting air shots after being launched into the air by a Reinhardt who charged a teammate. And that's something to keep an eye on as well. But every single person on these rosters have done some kind of highlight play, be it very obvious, as in massive Reinhardt ultimates, or less obvious, as in critical healing bursts from, say, Happy Squid. You know, we saw it, last set that we watched on Route 66. Menitos. Oh, sorry, I always butcher that name. Mentios was in a boosted tank form with Bastion. He was pretty much dead to rights after being charged. But then Happy Square turns around, hits him with the grenade as he's going by, and then just shoves healing into him enough to actually keep him alive. Those kinds of small but big plays, I know, a dumb phrase, but it's appropriate. Those small but big plays allow the Widowmakers to get through, but Witness the Fitness themselves have done stuff like that in the past as well. So I want to see what the map draft is, Rapture, because that is going to determine what style we're going to see these teams play.
Absolutely. And it's definitely those individual, playmakers that are turning the tide. I mean, we saw it earlier with French Toast, his Earth Shatters, and a number of other players as well. So you're right, that it's definitely going to be coming down to these, players who have that kind of awareness and are able to pull the trigger at the right time. The timing's been really good for these teams. And honestly, we saw some really good, really strong combos in the past. Mentios has been a big part of those for the Widowmakers. And right now, what they've been doing well is, combining when they need to, right? They're, big time. I said this earlier, it's not necessarily hard to mechanically use ultimates. It's all about when and where. And if you're constantly on that when and where, your ultimates can literally win you the game. So right now, it really comes down to which team is using their ultimates the best, which team is keeping their key players alive, as well as or better than the other team, and which team is able to keep the momentum without losing it, without staggering on, without blowing ults the last second to try and keep a team fight going that probably shouldn't be going any longer. So, a lot of it comes down to decision making. And from, a format like this, these players, even though they got queued randomly, they've probably played together, but certainly they've played already a number of games tonight. So if they're able to get themselves together and make the right decisions, that's right there that can afford them the win.
Here we are. So it looks like the map draft is going to be coming up on your screen shortly. The map draft is finally underway. And as soon as this comes up, Overwatch draft, please don't take this opportunity as to crash. This would just be lovely. The link is still loading. Oh dear. Well, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to wait for Overwatch draft to sort its stuff out. We're going to take a quick break to actually recuperate after that wonderful set of games we just had, and we'll display the bans on screen if and when they come up before the break is over. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. The map draft has been fully sorted out. We had to do a in-client draft instead of the Overwatch draft, but we finally got it done. This is the map order. Map 1 will be Hollywood. Map 2, Route 66. And map 3 is Watchpoint Bloody Gibraltar. That makes me happy, because it's another map we haven't actually seen that much today, or at all. I know that makes our production man, Chronic, shout out to Chronic, a little unhappy, because that map's a little weird to get the camera around properly. But what do you think, Rapture? What is your take on Gibraltar?
Oh, Gibraltar. That's if we go to that one. Oh, that map's also, I think, a polarizing map. There's, some teams that struggle a lot in the middle section, especially trying to get high ground on the ship. But a lot of the time, teams have a hard time finishing the map in the third leg. If you don't have ultimate control right, it can be extremely hard to push that. And even the spawn is pretty close enough where you can just continue to contest. Sometimes you get surprised by that extra exit, and all of a sudden you're getting flanked. But I'm actually glad we're going to Hollywood first because I believe we haven't seen it at all tonight. So, and I love this map, and I really miss Spooky Hollywood. I wish we could bring that back,
No.
but yeah, I love Spooky
The Veil
Hollywood.
of Hay instead of the cars.
Oh my god, I
yes.
loved it. But yeah, this map's actually one of my favorites in this game, and it's another hybrid, so we may see slightly different comps on this first point A. Sometimes, and I know this happened back in like November, December. Quite often you'd see Hanzo on attack as kind of like the 3-2-1, that one DPS character, because he's able to contest high ground pretty well, which can be an issue for the attacking team on this map because the high ground's very limited and it's very controlled by the defense. There's very little opportunity for the attack to get onto it without committing to a full engage. And their high ground on their side is essentially worthless, so right on the hotel. So the attack really does need to kind of find a wedge early and stick it in and create a gap without losing too much meter and not building too much meter on the defensive side, because big team wipes can certainly happen. There's only really 2 areas that you kind of fight here on Hollywood on this first payload, and everyone kind of funnels in through mid usually anyway. So it could be an issue getting through this first point. We'll have to see. Witness the Fitness on the blue team. They're going to be defending first. You can see Canadian staying on Zarya, Sora still on Lucio. Things are staying pretty much relatively, if not entirely, the same for them. And Widowmakers on the attack there on the red team, they're going to be going first. Rek still staying on the Zarya. Tyler's on Roadhog. Atlas sticking to that Reinhardt. Mentios, as we've been seeing all night on that Pharah and getting the lead early, trying to get some damage in there as things start off. And Happy Square Nazarene on Ana and Lucio, respectively.
And with that out of the way, it's time for quickly into the combat. A wild charge by Atlas opens the door for his teammates to try and go in. Mentios tries to get a kill, 2 under his belt, who get 3rd, but he can't get anything more than 1 after he gets taken out by Flint. If I had to describe that one, Rapture, reckless. Absolutely reckless there by Atlas. I understand trying to open the door, but if you're not communicating that, okay, let's go, and immediately follow up with a Lucio speed boost to go right behind his trail, that just doesn't work, and you fed the enemy ult charge.
Yeah, you can't string yourself along and like unclump up from your group, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Matt get pulled in, but actually got bubble, and now that was 3rd to throw down a grenade that actually cleaned up Tyler, and Mentios was super low, had to back off, so they can't even at all try and continue to push. Thirst's hook gets blocked off by Rek's bubble, but again, there's no push. It's barely happening. There's no traction gained here from Widowmakers. Mentios really is unable to get an angle that's worth getting at all. They haven't really tried for the back flank. I think they're finally going to try and do it. Atlas is setting the stage for that, but the Zarya ult does come down. Though ultimate, oh wow, Mentios actually does get 2, 3 actually. Yeah, the sound barrier helping out as well. They're going to commit to this and popping 2. Flint has to pop 1 as the nano visor goes for him. Flint actually cleaning up, and that's going to be enough to hold this defense 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And what I thought was a really great push here for Widowmakers on the attack gets responded to super cleanly by Witness the Fitness on defense.
Okay, so that entire thing was a calamity of Lucio's. So first of all, we saw the Lucio ultimate first used by Sora. Does a good bit, but a boosted Mentios, just, it doesn't stand up to that. But then Happy Squared fires a boost. I imagine it was aimed for Tyler or Atlas, but it hits Azrin. So you've got Boostio showing up for the 2nd time today, and because of that, they're unable to get enough damage. They get caught in the Graviton fired off by Canadian, and now this push is going to be focused on this right side instead of going right through the middle.
Yeah, at some point you gotta, kind of cut your losses and go right in. And Azrin gonna throw down another barrier, gonna help them push through, because eventually they were kind of jockeying too long for position. Matt throwing a Earth Shadow right on the shield. That does get blocked, like you said. Yep, you're right. And Matt and Flint picking up 1. Thirst gets 1 as well. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. 2 for Thirst, and that's going to shut down yet another push. I mean, they really have not been able to find something in the heart of the cards here. That's just the attackers, unfortunately, here for Widowmakers. Every push they've thrown down has been reflected and deflected right back at them, and it looks like they're just going to keep going for it until something works. I mean, I would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but right now it's looking pretty broken.
Yeah, it sucks. They keep trying to get the CC down, but they get stuffed either by misplays or ultimates being blocked. A boosted Atlas, who is healing nullified, so he can't actually go for anything. Earthshadow will connect with 3 members of Witness of Fitness. Mentios is going to start spraying the barrage. That is a quintuple kill. Third is the last woman standing and will go down. No, gets away just in time, but driven away is effectively as good as a kill for the side of the Widowmakers, because they will get this first capture point. Not as fast as they probably would have liked, 2 minutes 46 on the clock, but they'll get it nonetheless. Better than not getting it.
You know, something you don't see too often nowadays, because it was way more common in the Beyblade meta, was, you know, nano boosted Reinhardt. That's when nano boost had the speed boost, so Reinhardt could actually chase. But we saw it there. Atlas got the nano boost, and that drew away attention from Mentios, who was the real threat and really cleaned things up. So they were just barely able to put things together and keep their or at least their game 1 lives alive. You know, keeping things going and not losing the lead too early. So now they have a chance to, you know, complete the map now. They're going through the streets phase with 2 minutes left. Rek is the only one sitting on an ultimate, though, while the defense has 2 and more on the way. So they may go for a dry push. They're actually going to go just 1 ultimate and try and get the jump and go preactive. That works out for only 1 kill, but it's not enough to get the team going. Mentios is asleep. That's going to completely throw down the DPS, but Rek continues, keeps wrecking, gets 2. Atlas does go down. He's a little out of position. Rek for 3. Mentios finally wakes up and gets in.
Wow. I was originally gonna make a statement, but no, that immediately got killed. What I was thinking of was they didn't find that many kills, right, Rapture, but they forced them backwards again, which is effectively what, you know, the same thing in terms of pushing the car. They've made space for the car, but no, they pick up kills anyway. Speaking of things that could be lethal, Flynn, oh, he gets completely annihilated by Mentios. He tries for the tactical visor and spins around and then gets turned into a pile of gelatinous goo. Double Earthshadows used by the Reinhardts. Atlas getting the better end of that deal. Sora goes down. Atlas takes out Matt. There's still a brawl in the car. And once again, the Widowmaker's getting the better end of that deal. This car has not stopped ever since starting to go through streets. We've just got to the checkpoint. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. We're just about to enter the Moody studio. And there is still plenty of space for that car to roll for free before we get to that critical S-junction.
I'm sure Mentios is praying and so happy for Rek to help him out there, posting up a raw ultimate from Farah that we really haven't seen at all this set, almost always comboing, but that was the raw ultimate and actually snowball into a team fight win, so he's definitely lucky there, and, you know, happy that the rest of his team was able to bail him out from the situation. Only got 1 kill, but it was certainly enough to keep things going for that fight, and now they're going to the last leg of this. The Zarya ult again starting things off for Rek, just like last team fight, and that's going to be a huge boost there, nano boost going on the Roadhog, but they got counter Zarya, so they can't, I mean, there's
Atlas
not going to be a lot
is
of kills, but yeah, that's going to be just enough for them to keep them at bay for just a few more moments.
Yet they can't capitalize on the Graviton because the Reinhardt was attempting to take their damn heads off. Rek's gonna take out the opposing Reinhardt. Atlas is still swinging. Earthshadow was used before he died, so Thirst goes down. Mentios is up in the air. Justice reigns from above, and that is gonna be a unofficial team kill. The part-time has been set for the first round of attack defense. 1 minute 29 left in the time bank. Full 3 capture. Let's see if Witness the Fitness can match that pace set by the Widowmakers. And what a blistering pace that was, Rapture!
Yeah, you know, and you would think, oh no, they're running a fair against the soldier. Or, okay, maybe it took them a little too long to capture that first point, but they were like, nope, we're just going to completely switch things up on you and just walk this payload in across like it was nothing. I mean, they barely got slowed down that entire map. And when it looked like a number of times that Mentios and co, they were counting down for the count, Mentios wakes up, gets kills. Rek comes in on the clutch and completely supporting his team with a really amazing and solid Zarya play this entire night. So it would look like what could have been really Witness the Fitness holding down a big defense. I mean, everything crumbled in the end.
It's unfortunate. They had opportunities for these ultimate setups. We saw, for instance, a great Graviton by Canadian, which caught a couple people, at least 3 people inside of it. But unfortunately, half the team was forced back behind the movie trailer at the last capture point because there was an Atlas running wild with a giant hammer attempting to kill them, zoning them back, and just being a ginormous nuisance. And because of that, they weren't able to capitalize on it. And like we said earlier on the broadcast, Overwatch is a game of ultimate management. And unfortunately, they the first part of the ultimate management was successful. They landed it, but they weren't able to actually capitalize on it because they were being forced back or they were staggering or whatever. And because of that, Witness the Fitness get a full 3-man push. Oh, sorry, excuse me. This damn bug in the lobby drives me up the wall. Widowmakers get the full push. And now it's going to be on Witness the Fitness to try and get that 3 cap as well to go to a second round of attack defense. If they don't, Widowmakers take this first map.
And we saw in the previous set, but especially now too, Sora for Witness the Fitness on the Lucio has had amazingly timed sound barriers. That's definitely going to be crucial for this attack. But just as I say that, Sora's the first to go down. That's going to be very big for this defense as they try and keep Mentios in the air long enough to get kills. But he goes down as well. Flint all over him. Wreck getting kills. Atlas going down. Flint's still alive. That means he can keep getting kills and building meter almost at 50% already. And just like, well, actually opposite of the last game, this point is almost going down immediately. Witness the Fitness doing quick work of the defense. And now it looks like Widowmakers, I don't even think they're going to be able to contest whatsoever. This is going to be capped immediately.
That is a stark difference, I'd say, Rapture, in the way this capture point has actually been performed. Widowmakers getting completely shoved off the point. Witness the Fitness are actually able to jump on the point and start pushing. Tyler gonna get a cheeky pick onto first, but this cart is pushing with 5 minutes in the time bank. Then Witness the Fitness being able to push all the way is looking like more and more of a possibility right now.
Yeah, there's no high ground positioning here for Widowmakers, so they're not going to commit to that, which I mean, they have Pharah, but Mentios he's sticking down mid. He's not actually getting at an angle, which would have been nice because they would realize that there's a push coming from the side. He finally gets up there and realizes, and that may stop that flanking push. There's no one on the payload right now. I'm not actually sure if Witness the Fitness is picking the right option. They're actually going to go back to mid. Third is trying to still commit to this flank just a little bit to keep the harass going. Riding that elevator while the rest of this team engages on the payload. Canadian, I'm sorry, has to throw out that bubble. Wreck getting one, Mentios getting one. There's the Earth Shatter, and Wreck is going to pick up 3 as a result. Atlas helping out, throwing the hello, and that's definitely a great wipe there. Thirst was way out of position. I'm sorry.
They deserved to say hello there.
Yeah, they really did.
What just happened? That was an unofficial team wipe. That wasn't an official one. A couple people came up, but still, being able to do that and stall the cart finally is absolutely what was needed. Graviton, though, is going to be used by Wreck. Immediate follow-up using the barrage. Multiple kills. That is almost a team wipe, but Third is going to move backwards. Will not pop the boost to try and save anyone. Canadian tried with his own Graviton, but nothing really came of it. And because of that, this cart is now going backwards.
I mean, that was such a really sloppy push initially that they've lost so much ground now because they just decided we're not going to stand on it whatsoever and take these, off-payload fights. Canadian, let's get a kill on this Pharah. Has been on Zarya the last few games, or last game at least, so that's a good switch right there. Here comes Matt with that Earth Shatter. Yeah, putting down Wreck, who's a big X factor for the defending team. That's 4 kills, 5 kills. Flint cleaning up with another Q. And Third sitting back in the support, keeping things healed. Matt all the way back up to full health. And that's just an easy cleanup. It won't be enough to push him to the end of this checkpoint, but it's, again, a lot of good ground.
Witness the Fitness taking a very smart choice of positioning. They are staying very much forward. They have got 4 people with line of sight on that door. Canadian, Flint, Thirst, and Third. Now, everyone's there, but Sora and Matt can't really do too much damage at range apart from the Fire Strike. They can keep space clear to keep the cart moving. That is exactly what he needs to do to try and keep the ball rolling. Boosted Tyler is unfortunately healing nullified, so he can't be healed up by Happy Squared, and Happy Squared is going to be hammered into the ground by Matt on a pugilistic spree. Matt gets a triple kill after hitting Azrin with the Fire Strike after turning around and charging into Atlas. Gets a quadra by wrecking Wreck. Mentios tries to stop the cart, but no, he is going to be shot out of the sky like a clay pigeon. And this cart is still going strong. No sign of stopping. 4 minutes on the clock. I have a feeling we're going to a second round of attack defense, Rapture.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at both team compositions. They're both running, or at least they just were, both running Soldier and Pharah at the same time. That's a really hard neutral to get. I mean, the Pharahs aren't consistently hitting each other, and the 76 can address both Pharahs and the other 76. So it was weird, that kind of exchange wasn't working out for both teams consistently. Canadian now going back to the Zarya, where he's been, the whole time we've seen him. The Pharah was short-lived. Thirst getting a hook on Atlas, but Frank is the one that goes down first. Mentios from behind, gets the ultimate. That's going to be 2, and now 3. Atlas also picking up 1, and that's going to be a big defense. Mentios, that's what we've been seeing. In fact, we saw that on earlier parts of this kind of style of a map earlier with Mentios getting from behind and popping the ult when necessary. That's a big cleanup there. Even though he goes down at the end, he did his job more than enough.
And there was more worth in that particular combo than meets the eye. Flint was nano boosted and wanted to go for the tac visor, but he got immediately Earthshattered, then killed. So that's 2 ultimates off the board immediately because of that. Speaking of tac visoring soldiers, Rek is going to be up in the rafters, forcing Matt to try and turn around. He gets slept, so he can't provide shields, but a sound barrier used by Sora is going to protect his team, and because of that, no fatalities rendered from Rek's ultimate. This cart is still going. They're getting dangerously close to the parking space.
And there's going to be a contestation there. It comes to Transcendence there from Azin. I'm sorry, yeah, and Azarin, and he gets in. Oh, but the Earth Shadow, that's going to put Tyler down. That's actually going to clean him up. Oh, wow, he could have contested, but gets stunned immediately, and that's going to walk this right in. Mentio's not going to be able to get in time. He boosts out, but Farah doesn't put herself on the payload. And yeah, we're going to overtime. So I think this is, I mean, one of the few times we see a map completed.
Yeah, this is the first time on this broadcast today, Minutemen number 34, that we've seen a map go to the second round of attack defense. But let's not worry about the past. Let's worry about what's happening here and now. And specifically, as I have a small burp, excuse me, let's worry about the time banks, because 1 minute 29 on the clock for the side of Bill. Oh, sorry, Widowmakers, not Bill, what am I saying? Widowmakers have 1 minute 29 left on the clock, but 2 minutes and 19 seconds, literally the digits have been swapped round for the side of Witness the Fitness. They have 2 minutes and 19, and they went through significantly faster on their offensive phase, so they've got to be feeling pretty, not full of themselves, but pretty darn good after that, I'd say, Rapture.
I mean, I'd be pretty happy when you keep yourself within essentially 50 seconds of the other team, and one of those pushes was pretty much a walk right through the map. I'd be happy with that, because this is almost close to an even game as you can probably get, obviously other than the other 49 seconds. But this is close, because, you know, pushes can sometimes take a full minute, if not longer. So right now, this is only like a push separation kind of game, just a one push type game. And here we go, the attackers on the red team. They're going to be walking in. Mentio's still on the fair, but Rek changing to McCree. We haven't seen it yet from Rek, but I feel like he may wreck some people with this McCree.
And a flying Roadhog. First going to be piloting that, going to try and get some damage over the shield. Matt and Canadian both picking up kills. This is a good start to this offensive play. Rek going to take out third. That's a big pick off. That's going to be a huge source of healing off the table. Sora going to be the one remaining for the time being. Mentios gets a mutual kill, actually, as he takes out Flint while he gets taken out by Flint. This cart is still being held as Rek is all the way behind the cafe. A little too far. I understand McCree wanted to go to the western set, but it's not time yet.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He should have died as soon as possible so he's not staggering deaths. That means his team has to wait even longer. That hook does get Canadian in, but it's actually going to probably be the death of Tyler. But Atlas coming right in to save the day and gets the Earthshadow for 2. That's going to allow Mentios to push up. Sora's trying to keep him out, but Tyler's going to keep the hooks coming so they can keep this push going. Happy Square keeping the support up while Tyler the Roadhog throwing his ultimate down. That means Mentio's going to stay safe as they clean up that last kill. Rek actually going to Tracer, so I guess that kill ended up working out for him. Or death, I'm sorry. And they're going to get this capture with only about 5 seconds remaining on the clock.
This is now an overtime push. We have seen this happen before on Minutemen, where teams have pushed all the way on the fuse. But that's going to be hard to do, but miracles can sometimes happen twice. Mentios is in possession of the barrage. Happy Squared is almost like yeah, actually, he literally now has just acquired the boost, so a boosted barrage may be exactly the ticket that Widowmakers need to open up more space to keep pushing.
Tyler going around the side here. It didn't work last time and gets pinched. Oh, and then Mentios has a commit 2. What are they doing?
Nothing.
They just throw 2 down. I don't know why they threw 2 away, and now it's going to completely throw away this mid push. I mean, that's a cleanup you can't afford not to get. Once you go into a 6v4, I don't know why. That was unfortunate. Mentios and Tyler deciding to go by themselves in the right. Tyler committing to that, dying. Mentios trying to save him, dies, and they kind of just threw that away.
It's unfortunate when that happens. Maybe there was some miscommunication. Maybe they saw something and believed that they could get some kills, but then it just didn't go that way. You know, Mentios ended up getting grenaded out of the sky by third. And because of that, that push does get stalled out right in the middle of the western streets. So, isn't the worst place to get stopped, but it's definitely not the best. Because if they get pushed there, map 1 goes in the favor of Witness to Fitness. So Widowmakers really have to hold on to this first point, and it looks like they are going to be considering a Torbjorn defense, which I'm not sure if this is going to be locked in, but if it does, it's either going to be wonderful or horrendous. No, that's going to be Mentios switching off to the Lucio or the Mentios is trying to decide, but no, he'll go Symmetra. He's actually going to be walking towards the capture point. Symmetra, hang on. Azrin's hover... do my eyes deceive me, Rapture? Are we seeing...
They're going for it.
Ooh, I'm excited. They're gonna try and go for the full stall. If this fails, they're gonna be in a really bad position because they'll have to switch off the characters and they won't have as much ult charge like you mentioned earlier on the broadcast, Rapture. But if this works, my god, this is going to work.
I'm gonna hope so. Last time we saw this, it got rolled immediately. They have 2 turret makers here. I mean, 2 builders on one team means that you're just losing so much in an actual team fight. And look at this, they're just gonna walk right in. Matt's not even afraid at all. He knows those turrets gonna be there. Doesn't matter. Canadian trying to get some charge. There we go. Mentios is already down. This could be snowballing. This is not looking good for the defense.
Atlas charging in. He is going to get collapsed on. Canadian ends up being as Atlas will find 2. He didn't die while inside of there. Very surprising. Most likely due to Happy Square's healing keeping him alive. This turret is going to get picked off by Flint, but looks like the defense will hold nonetheless. Mentios and Azrin both opting to stay. Mentios is so close to getting his ultimate. Let's see what ultimate he actually decides to build. I would imagine he's going to go with the shield generator, but he may opt to go with the teleporter instead. He is going to go with the teleporter.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to at this point. You need to keep this defense going. The shield generator may just not be enough, and she doesn't have enough teleport or turrets up to really stop the full push through mid. And Matt, realizing that, just gonna walk right in, Sora right behind. Third trying to keep them up, and even Thirst just gonna probably be looking for this one hook. Wow, the Earth Shatter though. No, Matt going in and gets Earth Shatter, but Flint actually picking up some kills. It's gonna be Wreck that's gonna capitalize on that Earth Shatter and force them into the back left room next to security. And there's actually Third and Flint trying to make something happen with the high ground on the right side respectively, but is it going to be enough to disrupt Tyler, who just picking
Canadian's teleporter hunting. He needs to be actually fighting. He can't be in the back teleporter hunting. That is someone else's job. That is not your job, Canadian. And because of that, he will go down after trying to find the teleport. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't get ultimate charge from hitting deployables anymore, or turrets. So you can't justify that by saying, oh, I'm getting ultimate charge. Yeah, if you hit someone, maybe. But for the most part, he's just going to go down without helping on the point too much.
With that teleporter up, they're going to be able to reinforce, especially if Wreck and Happy Square go down. They have those ultimates.
So going over the top.
Yeah, wow, they're going to continue to commit to this, and the teleporter's still up alive, so that if they lose, that's not going to be a huge deal. When Matt gets caught in this Zarya ultimate, Atlas gets nano boosted and trying to push up. It's a huge chaotic fight here. Everyone popping ultimates whenever they can. We even have a Pharah back in play. Canadian still trying to go.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, you're right.
He was so busy trying to take out that teleport, and he wasn't able to even take it down in a relatively fast time. This car, he wasn't able to help his team and actually grab the car. Therefore, match complete. As Athena, yeah, the announcer's name is Athena. Athena announces map 1 going in the favor of Widowmakers. I feel I'm not going to put the blame squarely on Canadian's head, but Canadian definitely could have helped the situation for his Witness to Fitness by not going that hard for a teleporter on characters that don't necessarily flank that quickly. If he stayed with the body of the team, he might be able to help a lot more.
Oh, wow. That was huge. That hook and then right into the Earth Shatter, setting that up. I love that. I just got that aerial. I'm like, I'm just going to come right down and drop the Earth Shatter. That was huge. Mentios picking that right up. That was big. 30% of the team's damage. Almost 35k for Mentios. Definitely one of the standout players on the team, especially Rec 2, 72% kill participation. that's just, you know, that he's on top of his game when he's essentially contributing to like every single kill in the game almost.
So map 1 going the way of Widowmakers. Now the teams are going to switch colors, and map 2 is going to be Route 66. Widowmakers have the chance to seal this up and take this in a 2-0 sweep. But if Witness the Fitness manage to grind this back and take it to a 1-1, we're going the distance, and we're going to a map we haven't seen on stream, Watch Point Gibraltar. I've been very happy, Rapture, with the map variety we've seen today. We've seen Eichenwald early on, we've seen Barney, and we may see Watch Point. I'm a very happy bunny when it comes to map variety.
And you even saw the strat you wanted to win. Like that, everyone's just, you know, you're just pulling up lucky sevens today, man.
Yeah, that makes me feel good. You want to know what also makes me feel good?
What?
Tournaments being funded, which is why I'm happy to shout out one of our sponsors, Matcherino. Matcherino give us here at Softlock support for the Cow Opens, and you can find them at www.matcherino.com. Whatever tournament, most people will be using Matcherino to actually crowdfund their tournaments. It is a crowdfunding source for tips, donations, all goes towards the prize pool, all the stuff that goes towards the Softlock prizes. We here at Softlock staff do not take a cent, not a penny, not a dime, not a whatever currency you donated in from it. It all goes towards the players, so please do consider it for when the opportunity comes up for our various opens. And so, moving from cash ins to cash outs, maybe we've been seeing a lot of ultimate synergies, but there's been a couple of times where you've noted, Rapture, that ultimates are being held for a bit too long without actually cashing them out for damage.
Yeah, I think again, maybe teams are just not finding that kind of chemistry that they necessarily need. We saw it with Mentios and Widowmakers, and when it comes out, it's beautiful. But both teams are actually playing enough disruption where those combos aren't very straightforward. The bread and butters become a little harder to pull off. Mentios in particular, got a lot of resistance that last game, and was only really barely able to eke out a couple ultimate kills or combinations, 4 kills in that last game on Hollywood. So yeah, it's definitely all about, you know, the ult decision making, but both teams are doing a really good job of making it hard to pop those ultimates in the first place and not just letting them get clean pops. We haven't really seen, you know, huge wipes, you know, consistently. It's really been teams just vying for position, jockeying for position, and then when all hell breaks loose, there's only a couple people that are really able to see the light through the darkness and get the right ultimates placed at the right time. So honestly, I still think the set could go either way. I don't think either team necessarily, because I was surprised that the Torb Symmetra worked at all. So I'm sure I'll be expecting the unexpected throughout the rest of the set. I don't know if you have any predictions, but I mean, I don't think we'll see the Symmetra Torb again until at least if we go Gibraltar for Game 3. I don't think there's too much room for it here on Route 66. May just be a little more, you know, standard, normal this kind of time in terms of team compositions. Hopefully we'll see McCree because he has that, you know, that damage boost for being on his home turf, because that's totally true and a real thing. And other than that, I think we'll probably just see kind of standard stuff. It'll come down once again, like we were talking about earlier, those individual plays and game awareness coming from these players, making, you know, the right calls and turning things in favor of their team on their own.
You know what? You said you talked about any predictions. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I have a feeling Widowmakers might take this 2-0. Witness the Fitness is an extremely solid team, but Widowmakers are willing to pull out these strange strats and actually make them work. Plus, they've got Mentios going off. Plus, Azarin, who's willing to switch up supports and do work, or go on the Torbjorn, who is much lamented that in the chat. But at the same time, we're seeing solid plays from Atlas, even if he can get a bit greedy sometimes. Happy Square just putting down so much healing downrange. So all of that combined, I would like to give Widowmakers the edge, but I would happily be proven wrong here.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, I want to see this come to a Game 3 because these guys are putting really good games on for us to watch. We're going to Route 66, Game 2, Grand Finals of tonight, Minutemen. If Widowmakers are successful, they'll be sealing up this tournament 2-0.
So, there's no need for introductions. You've already seen these guys put on some stellar performances, but we probably should run down the compositions when they get fully picked. I doubt we'll be seeing anything too crazy. I also doubt we're going to be seeing Mentios run Protect the President again on the cart, because that would probably have been scouted by this point, because it's already been shown on stream once. But at the same time, maybe he decides to go for the two-piece. You know, we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Azrin is going to be on the Zenyatta. He has been using Zenyatta consistently this tournament, doing great work, and it also synergizes well with, you know, you mentioned it earlier on, Rapture, the Pharah that Mentios loves to run. It gives you so much sustained healing, you know, 30 healing a second, guaranteed. Don't worry about line of sight. You can just sit there and DPS, and your Ana doesn't have to worry about looking up constantly, or you don't have to switch out to a Lucio. Is such a luxury for Pharahs to have.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I think a lot of people, some people are still stuck in, oh, you have Pharah, you need that Mercy. It's not true. Absolutely not. And, you know, yeah, Azrin going to that Zenyatta off the Torb from last game. So, yeah, having that Harmony Orb is going to be really crucial. Mentios is definitely going to be the first one out the gate and right up there on probably that, you know, that curve, that S curve, the beginning part of it. Everyone else on the defense, though, of course, setting up on Big Earls. They're going to just wait for that payload to stroll right in so they can start doing some damage. But here comes actually a Pharah shots already from Mentios, trying to put some pressure on the attack. Yeah, almost getting a kill immediately. That's going to be big.
And so it begins. This is something that they're going to have to be very considerate about on the side of the Widowmakers. Widowmakers currently are sat up top, and they haven't been able to get any immediate picks. They got close on Sora, but not quite. And Thirst is on that Roadhog. He hasn't been going insane on the Roadhog, but he has been getting picks where he's needed to. Atlas is going to look for a charge, and they're going to collide with the opposite Reinhardt, and they both will get stunned. Enough burst fire from Thirst and the rest of the team is going to take out Atlas. Azrin takes out Matt with the Discord, and Mentios is in the backline trying to kill Third, but Third's putting up a fight himself, but unfortunately he will go down. But luckily Flint able to turn around and assist his teammate. This car has stalled just at the end of the chicane next to the gas station Stein, as this offensive push for the first time this map has been well and truly crushed, as Rek gives a thumbs up for the camera. Nice. Okay, shout out to Rek for the BM.
Yep. The attackers have to kind of lick their wounds and back off here. And that's definitely necessary, because now the payload isn't really in the best position for them. Like, they have to get high ground to get around it, and they still have to do a good bit of walking to start getting onto it. Finally, it gets going. Actually, the defense doesn't kind of capitalize on that. They're going to let him stroll right in. Rek does get a kill on Third. Now they're finally jumped down. Atlas jumps down by himself. No one's with him, and he's probably going to die as a result of that. Thirst gets discorded, but does get the kill. Rek picking up a kill on Flint, who just had his just had his visor, so that actually stuffs that pretty quickly. Rek getting another one on his own ultimate. Matt chasing down Azrin, even though he discorded and doesn't get killed. He's got slept though by Happy Squared, but gets picked right back up by Tyler, and that gets him in a position to kill Happy Squared. Oh no, that's a big mess up there from Tyler. And Rek, even though we're gonna try and put some more pressure up, does clean up Matt. I'm sorry, from help from Tyler does clean up Matt. So this attack again gonna be shut down. 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, about 2, maybe 3 good pushes left, I'd say. Rapture on the line. Do you think that Mentios is going to go for the wombo combo to secure this defense, or do you think they're going to be a bit more cautious with that, considering Flint's going to be eyeing that sky constantly?
I don't know. They don't have a Zarya to work with, so that, you know, the Zarya ultimate black hole with the Pharah, you know, rain from above, they don't have that. Matt does have to go in first. He gets nano boosted. He gets debuffed, but he's still going, and there it is. I'm sorry, oh wow, they do have the Zarya. I'm sorry, so they do get that combination. That's going to be big. And wow, that's actually a big cleanup there. So Rek and Tyler also had to pull their ultimates. I'm sorry, it was Canadian. That was the Zarya threw down his ultimate, but it doesn't matter. Mentio still picked up a bunch of kills and helped roll another defensive win. So that was nice.
So Sora is going to be picked up by Happy Squared. The fight again resets. Ultimate economy is drained for both teams. Atlas in possession of a Earth Shadow. Probably going to be critical to this particular defense, because Thirst and Sora both have their ultimates. So that is going to be a sound barriered whole hug most likely coming their way. And probably attack visor as well, because Flint is just about to pop his ultimate. Rek is going to pull in Third. That is a humongous pick-off, healing down. Flint is going to use the attack visor, going to try and kill, but Rex just picks him off anyway. They mutual kill, in fact, no less. Canadian takes out Azrin. Rex gets the double, and this car has refused to move. Someone stuck the parking brake on this thing.
I mean, it doesn't matter who Rex seems to play, whether it's Zarya or Roadhog. I mean, just completely bodying the other team with these hooks. Every 6 seconds, that's a kill confirm, and Rek is not letting it drop. No combo is getting dropped by this man. So Matt, with very little support behind him, trying to get up. Flint does get a kill. That's going to help Thirst and Sora coming from the left. This could be their last opportunity. They're going to use the high ground to do it. Atlas actually getting a charge up against the payload. That's going to allow him to contest with Matt, but Thirst coming in helpfully with the ultimate. Transcendence pop by Azra, and as Rek coming from above with his ultimate, he gets hooked from behind the Reinhardt shield. And that's going to be a big kill from Flint with the help of Thirst. Flint still uncontested on the high ground, so that's going to help the payload move forward as there's no pressure on him. That's actually the wipe. They got it just in time, and this map is not yet over.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left. That went from potential tournament ruining moment to we still in this, lads. And now Witness the Fitness are going to be looking to push through past the bar and through the streets. But the ultimate economy on the side of Widowmakers, to me, Rapture, is indicating possible boosted barrage is on the horizon.
It certainly happened. They have to be careful though. Canadian's about to have his Zarya ult, so they have to be wary of the defensive or defensive Zarya ult, or if they just throw it out proactively and try and get him on the jump. Rek getting that hook on third. That's a big kill. They didn't see that coming from Rek. Atlas now going to use the opportunity to push in. That's going to allow Mentios also to get up onto the high ground and get some shots on Flint, who's in the background. They probably want to get that kill. Mentios going up a little too far, but thankfully Rek getting the kill on Sora. Thirst now behind. He's going to try and get the jump on Rek, but has to back off. Rek catching him out and gets the hook, and wow. First hook sometimes isn't always best for Roadhog, but it was certainly good there. Gets the kill, and now Mentios allowed to get pot shots in. 1 minute and 20 seconds left as Canadian goes down from one of those rockets. Rek another hook. Jesus.
Systematic dismantling of an offensive push that was staggered, to put it politely. You know.
Oh, for sure.
You know, Sora respawning, coming back, and on the tail end of that team fight, getting pulled and killed by Rek. And it's going to be looking like now Witness Fitness going over the roof. Instead, Tactical Visor going to be used. Is going to eliminate the Tac Visor. Not before he gets taken out by third, though. So that is Flint's ultimate down. And now it's going to be... Oh my days! It's flying Roadhogs off the cliff. They go! Mutually assured destruction on this map right now. Map is going to eliminate Atlas. Tyler's taking a nap up top while Nana boosted. Huge sleep there by third. Graviton used. Matt gets another triple kill using his hammer. Pugilistic might being shown here on top of the Graviton. Absolutely insanity just going on there. But the end result, Witness the Fitness are still able to push.
Mad lads up in here, man. Mad lads. Flint getting a kill. Rek trying to jump on. That hook does whiff, though. And that's going to be another checkpoint. All of a sudden, Witness the Fitness showing they still have some life in them. Getting these ultimates, they need them. They have 4 ultimates to work with. The defense of Widowmakers, they have nothing. They can, at the most they can do is a dry defense, but even then, that won't build up enough meter for even the push after that.
Doesn't that feel weird to say though, Rapture? Earlier on, they were threatening a complete stall out of Witness the Fitness on that first point, and now they've been pushed pretty succinctly into the hangar.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're so far back now with very little to work with. All they have is Asgard who's about to get his... Oh, wow. And just as I say that, he gets popped, and that's going to be big because the Nano Visor's response. Wow, that's huge. Flint for 2. And Matt going down. Tyler who's in the Diva now, goes down. Rek trying to eke out some kind of victory from this, but I don't think it's enough. Rek's going to probably go down. Should probably go down quicker so he doesn't stagger these deaths, trying to make it happen, but no, Flint's going to push him down. And this is the very last-ditch effort from the defense to try and make something happen, but they're staggering in, and one by one getting picked off by Thirst and Matt. The tanks are doing work. Here comes the ultimate from Thirst to displace them, and Tyler has to rush in, but loses mech immediately. I don't think they can do anything to hold this consistently.
Sound barrier is going to be used, going to protect them from the barrage of shrapnel coming the way, courtesy of Rek. Sound barrier was used as well. What is going on with the physics there of Reinhardt? Matt is going to take out Atlas after defying the laws of gravity. Rek takes out third. Flint gets the avenge for his fallen Anna. Canadian takes a happy squid as the Flint ultimate is going to be used. Tac Visor more as a zoning technique. Diva, though, is going to be a decent way to get around that, delaying the time. There's a Tracer! There's a hidden Tracer! Tracer's hiding in the back. Mendios is delaying for as long as he can for the rest of his team to get out. He's still there. Matt's trying to swing away. He finally is able to get out of there. He isn't going down. He gets taken out by third, but he bought enough time for the mace swap from Rek, and Tyler's on there. This is exactly what Widowmakers need. Beautiful use of the Earth Shatter plus Graviton has succinctly taken out that defensive scramble there by Witness the Fitness. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Jesus Christ. By Widowmakers. Witness the Fitness are able to go 3-0 up. Now we have to see if Witness the Fitness is able to actually keep going with this. Sorry, I'm so tired from that.
Yeah,
I forgot which team is which. Bloody hell.
I hate it. Yeah. So Witness the Fitness, if I'm correct, 3-0, right? So so now they're on defense. Now it's time for Widowmakers. It's their shot, led by Mentios, and I mean, unless they're gonna stick with this, they may go for another Protect the President here. If they're really gonna stick to this with Tyler on Bastion, it's their opportunity to try and tie this map up and go into overtime.
Okay, now that I've got myself a cigarette and they've changed pants.
There you go.
That was just wonderful. I love seeing those kinds of scrambles where everything is just going bananas. Oh, Tyler's on the Bastion, on the defense. I would like to think that this is going to be Protect the President. I don't know if Tyler actually runs Bastion at all. I'm going to check his profile quickly. I actually remember to do this now. He only has about 2 hours of Bastion played in quick play, but still, that strategy could still work wonderfully in this particular situation if, in this case, the Widowmakers don't see it coming.
I feel like this is the map where it happens, though. So, like, if you ever play on this map, like,
Excuse me.
yeah, I feel like this is kind of the map where people run this annoying strat, and indeed, I think they're gonna stick with it. We've seen it work well previously tonight, so I'm not surprised that it's coming out the can again. Meanwhile, on the defensive side here for Witness the Fitness, who just capped the map completely, they're sticking to what's been working so far. They're not changing anything up, and I mean, so far it's been suiting them. So we'll see if they stick with that throughout the entirety of their defense, and how far this push here, getting the president through, make Route 66 great again. And so far, they've only gotten to the choke point. Big Earl still being held by the defense. Let's see how far this Bastion goes.
Yeah, so definitely going to help with tearing down Rhino. Matt immediately had to rescind the barrier, so he doesn't immediately have it destroyed. Atlas's barrier is going to be completely broken, and now this Bastion is vulnerable to being pulled, but Thursus has to sit backwards because he's being harassed by Mentor. Tyler gets the first kill onto Canadian, and his bullets are still flying. Matt pulls the shield up, and it's down to 1,000, down to 500, but the Tyler gets pulled. That's exactly what Thurston actually needed to stop the hail of bullets going. Tyler deploys again. Matt is swinging, though. He's behind him. He gets pulled. CC chain. That's exactly what needed to happen for Witness the Fitness to stop Tyler's bullets just raining down on them.
Oh, Atlas going deep for that kill on Matt. I don't think it's going to work out for him. But there's the Earth Shatter. He just got a shield just in time. Wow, what a reaction there from Atlas, and Rek, as a result, picking up 2. Atlas even cleaning up 1. That was huge. Oh my god, a big Earth Shatter stun stuff right there. Atlas helping out and getting through that first checkpoint. Now it's going to be Rek and Mentios trying to push up a little bit here on the attack as they walk through this doorway.
And now Witness the Fitness is going to be looking to try and hold here. If they can hold, they can equal this into 1-1. If they get pushed all the way, this is going to be going...
Wow.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw
going to kill Flint.
That.
Yeah, I was confused, like, what just happened? But no, Rek went around up the stairs and into the bar. Now he's going to pop Whole Hog and start chewing through Matt's shield.
I mean, he literally went by himself super deep, got the kill, stayed alive, got back. That was great. Good job there by Rek. I mean, that's the kind of play you can use as an individual. Now Atlas getting his Earth Shatter stuff, and then pretty much brought right down by the debuff. But actually, no, he kept alive just long enough to get the kill, or at least make sure Matt goes down. Rek's still helping out. Rek needs to be dealt with because he's just running amok on the other team.
He took out the crack visor.
Yeah, Canadian doesn't even realize he's behind him, and Anna gets picked off. Canadian has no idea that Rek is still behind him, and I don't think the Lucio, Sora just barely recognizing his time. Canadian trying to get out of there before he gets hooked, but that's, oh no, that's not it. Just barely missing that cleanup. Tyler just coming for the help though. And wow, I mean, Rek's hooks are just on point tonight.
Yeah, Rek, MVP of that particular push right there. Systematically just cleaning through the defensive line of Witness the Fitness, and because of that, excuse me, Widowmakers are now going to be looking to get their second checkpoint, which they will do successfully, and now they're going to be preparing with 5 minutes left in the time bank. If they get this push, they're going to have so much time to play with in the second round of attack defense. You know, Witness the Fitness in the second round of attack defense would only have like a minute 30, a minute 20 to actually play with, given to them by the game. But Widowmakers are going to have so much more.
Oh, Wreck actually got wrecked there, going for the hook. Flint's coming out with the McCree now, and that was a really clean pick. Staying super far behind. Flint needs to stay alive as long as possible. He can't afford not to be out. That's a big pin there by Matt, supported by the Zarya bubble. Flint getting another one. That's 3 kills here for the defense. And it looks like the attack's going to have to go back and recuperate, figure things out because they're super low. And they have only Alright, they have a couple ultimates to work with. Actually, Azrin's the lowest and is only at 61. But the defense has just as many ultimates, if not more. And they can have a lot of zoning to deal with as they try and push into this last bend.
Ultimate economy so far is in the favor, technically, of Witness the Fitness. They have 5 ultimates to 4. But at the same time, the ultimate usage is going to be key here in these tight confines. There was an attempt at killing Thirst, but Thirst was shielded. He's going to heal up. Oh, Shadow used their beautiful ultimate. Atlas, though, he got stunned. He got stunned by a Flint. Wreck is going to go down. It's absolute calamity right now. There's effects everywhere. 2 kills of the Roadhog. Roadhog's boosted. Canadian's now boosted. He tried to burn through Wreck's flap and health ball, which he will successfully do. And now he's going to be looking to just tear through the line of Widowmakers, and he will do successfully. Canadian holding
4.
the line. Oh, but he gets taken down by Menitos. This fight is still going.
Wow, Canadian putting his body on the line, hoisting that flag. I got 4 kills. That supercharged Zarya. That was great. That's what you gotta do with Zarya. You can't be missing opportunities to not be pushing with high charge. You need to be right in the front. That's exactly how you should be playing Zarya. And now Matt has that shield up. They're trying to hold a little longer. Tyler trying to get some high ground, but still they have to hold for another 3 minutes. That can be pretty exhausting at this point in the map.
Yeah, right now Azrin does have the sound barrier to try and protect, but that's not going to help when Menitos gets taken out by Flint immediately. Wreck is flanking. Wreck has done a lot of flanking this game too, a lot of success. Although, speaking of flanking Roadhogs, he gets flanked by Thirst. He gets pulled back up after trying to heal. Whoever hooks first loses. Tyler's going to pop the tactical visor and try and hunt down Third. Third making good use of the geometry to avoid the fire. He doesn't die! He doesn't die to attack visor hunting him down. But looks like that was more of a zoning effort because this cart is still going. 60 meters. 70 meters. It's delayed. It's been stalled. Sora's trying to keep this cart stalled out for long enough for Thirst and Canadian to get there. Graviton used. Bubbled. It's still being delayed. Thirst is there now on the Diva. But he didn't touch it. He didn't get there in time because he was slowed down from firing. Oh my god. This is still going. We're going into round 2.
That was that was unfortunate. I looked away for a second. I'm like, oh, we're going to we're good. That's fine. I'm like, nope. We're going to overtime.
I thought he was in range.
Yeah, I thought too. I completely, pushed that off. I'm like, oh, he's there. No big deal. Nope. Apparently he was not there. And yeah, I think it was the shooting that actually kept him from getting on.
Okay. And with that, the Widowmakers now have bought themselves a chance to make this still a 2-0. And with that, looks like... Nope, never mind. Looks like breaking news coming in. Canadian is going to be requesting a pause for his team, because it looks like someone has unfortunately experienced a disconnection. But while we wait for whoever just disconnected to actually come back and we get that all sorted out, that is gut-wrenching right there. You're on the Diva, you think you're in range, and it is by an inch not there, and it goes through. Is that really their fault for not getting in range? Because the range on that cart is really deceptive.
Honestly, like how the game registers where the card is and who's touching it, I know isn't consistent from what I've seen on like Reddit and around Twitter recently. So those kind of last minute situations, yeah, they really can be heartbreaking. You never really know, like, was I actually there? Like, does the game not know if I was there or not? I know I was there, and those kind of situations really do suck. But yeah, we have the technical timeout here for Witness the Fitness. We're waiting for this guy to get back in. So now we're on overtime. So both teams, Witness the Fitness has only a minute, whereas Widowmakers has a solid amount of time to at least push through the first leg. Witness the Fitness may not even get past Big Earls with only 1 minute. we'll see if they stick with Flint on McCree. I think if I'm, remembering correctly, we've only really seen this McCree, if at all, on defense. I think that may have even been the first time right there. So it remains to be seen. We see him on offense. That could be big. Maybe a little change up that they do need. We'll see. If Canadian can keep that high charge up with Zarya, Matt not dying, and Thirst, helping out with these displacement ults, I think it could actually really work here. But they have to find some answer for Rek. I mean, Rek is hitting like almost every single hook. And when you have, 3 to 4 squishy characters, I think that's, I'm sorry, like 2 to 3 squishy characters to always be putting your hooks on. I mean, that's essentially, stopping most fights from even happening in the first place.
And not only is he hitting these hooks, he's being let into these positions to hook. He has been flanking Roadhog for all intents and purposes so many times. He's been able to get round the back of Witness the Fitness, and because of that, he is able to get these killer hooks. Admittedly, it's a hard job for Witness the Fitness right now, because Widowmakers have the ability to control so much space in 360 degrees, or lines of sight, I should say. And what I mean by that is, Mentios on this Pharah, giant threat, you must consider her. So Third and Flint are going to always be looking that way alongside Thirst, right? But there's also now to consider Rek. If he's going to be playing this, like, flanking, backline hunting Roadhog, you've also got to have some of your heavier hitters keeping an eye on the flanks, when really they want to be keeping an eye on the front line, just because it's a flanking Roadhog. Every 6 seconds, he's got the potential to kill your support outright. That's so many angles that Witness the Fitness have to actually cover here.
Yeah, I mean, bring us back to that, second leg. Rek just walks right up to the bar, uncontested. No one notices him, not even paying him attention. He gets a kill, and then he walks out alive. He gets out everything intact. I mean, you can't be having that. I think that's just, indicative of Witness the Fitness. I mean, maybe they do realize it, but it's not really showing in their gameplay that they need to be prioritizing killing this Roadhog. And I think they may need to change up their composition, possibly to deal with that. I'm not sure entirely what the solution may be, because Rek right now is out playing a lot of the time. And these hooks are just coming and coming and coming. And very often they find themselves in a position where they can keep Matt's shield down and keep him out of commission. And then boom, the hooks start flowing.
Yeah, the Reinhardt battles have been extremely interesting to me this entire tournament. There have been so many Reinhardt battles from who can optimize their shield usage the most to block the most stuff that is relevant to block. Like, not blocking like the Bastion fire or the stray bullets from Rosolia, but blocking the hooks, blocking Zenyatta, snipes, rockets, that kind of thing. But there's also been the case of, who can ultimate better. We've seen ultimate trades all over the place. So Matt and Atlas have had really big shoes to fill, literally and metaphorically, with these Reinhardts, purely on the basis of them having to worry about so much stuff.
And Witness the Fitness opting to put Canadian on Pharah, but he's already going back to spawn to switch, so they're burning very valuable time here. Rek pulling Thirst up onto the rooftop of Big Earls, and Atlas able to clean it up. So now they're in a 6v4 fight here, because Canadian has not even got back, and Canadian has no charge, no ultimate meter whatsoever, so they're not going to have, they may not even have a Graviton at all this entire push. And they're just waiting around. They don't have the entire team. They're burning a lot of precious time. Atlas sitting on the payload. Here comes Roadhog and Thirst. They're going to go for this full fight here. This is the last fight. This is their opportunity to stay in this game. I mean, they really need to make something happen here.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're now on overtime. They have to push all the way, or at least as far as they can on overtime, to do it. Now, admittedly, Route 66 is the map where we've most recently seen an overtime push all the way to the end. So the precedent is there right now for the side of Witness the Fitness. But can they actually execute is the question. This fuse is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, so they have to keep someone on this card at all times, which means they don't want people getting randomly hooked, because that's one less person on the front line to keep this cart moving.
That's the thing too, it's super scary because the longer you are in overtime, the quicker that, overtime wick will go down. You can't afford to be knocked off, so they have to be worried about two things. Mentios pushing them all off with her E, and and Wreck pulling them off or using ultimate to get them all off the map. Atlas going in,
Big
that's
flank.
going to be two though. Yeah, there's going to be a flank, and Meteos, even though he gets the nano boost, isn't able to do too much damage. Well, actually gets 3, I'm sorry, before Flynn is able to get the kill, and Wreck even popping in ultimate. That's going to be big, and the overtime just barely going down, but gets back up. That's going to be the clincher, and they're only able to get just beyond the door. I'm sorry, I really didn't even think Meteos was going to get too much off of that, but really swinging it back in their direction.
Yeah.
That was a really big flank there, you're right. That was huge.
I assumed he was just going to get shot down immediately, but no,
Yeah, that's what I
he
thought.
is able to sit there for the entire channel, and because of that, is able to successfully get a couple kills and help his team stall the payload. And now the marker has been set, the waterline has been discovered, and now it's all on Widowmakers. Can they take this 2-0, or are we going to be going to Watch Point Gibraltar? We're about to find out in 45 seconds. Rapture, is there anything that you would advise either of these teams to do in terms of pick compositions or styles of play, or is this just a simple case of good luck and get good?
I mean, you know, honestly, get good is always my advice, so they maybe need to do that right now, but no, both of these teams are playing so well. I think right now I think it does come down to team composition. I'm not sure if they found yet an answer for Rec. You know, they haven't really made the change I think they need. Flint to McCree, I think, was great because it is putting a lot of good pressure on the back line as well as Meteos. And has actually been good at putting more crowd control on Rec, but all it does is introduce, you know, again, still keeping another squishy on the team for Rec to hook. So, I mean, they have Flint, Third, and Sora, all of which that can get one-shotted by Roadhog. And then the other 3 are tanks that are going to get constantly, you know, blown up by the long-range shotgun shots and any hooks that they can get in and squeeze in there. So, I mean, right now, I'm not sure if they, you know, at this point, you're kind of too little too late. You may not want to change because what's worked for you to get through this far into the tournament has been working. But, yeah, I don't know. I think there may be changes that need to be made. I just think it's a little too late.
So, no, Protect the President strategy being deployed by Widowmakers. They're going to go for their standard, using the Pharah, or emphasizing the Pharah. They do have Tyler on a Diva, so he's going to be looking to try and shut down Canadian's Gravitons and Third's healing when he can. Although Flint and Sora are going to be the ones they're going to be worried about because they both just got kills each. And now Sora is going to try and get some boops and separate Atlas from his teammates. Although he's going to separate himself by charging in after trying to counter Match Charge, but Match Charge went wide.
You know, I'm thinking, what if maybe they would even try, like, I don't know, a Tracer to try and get behind the attacking backline? That could really annoy 3 chunky tanks. There's a lot of big area, you know, surface area to shoot at. I mean, right now their defense is actually working out pretty well. They're going to clean up Tyler's mech and almost, yep, there's the kill. Flint actually picking him up as Canadian had a good amount of beam on her. Flint now has ultimate. Third has ultimate. This defense actually working out pretty well. About 2 minutes remaining for the Widowmakers to put it at least through the doorway, but again, this is if it goes to overtime, they won't get any additional time. So they have to worry about that as well as the defense now with 3 ultimates. Here comes the Deadeye though. Let's see if it gets anything from it. 2, there we go. It's 2.
That's the problem with being reactive instead of proactive against a Deadeye. It charges up, and it just bursts through the shield and then bursts through whoever's behind it. So you've got to send someone. They tried to send Meteos behind to deal with Flint before he could fire, but too little, too late. And because of that, this defense is still going to be held. Witness to Fitness are potentially going to be taking this to map 3 in this best of 3 series in the grand finals at this rate. A minute left on the clock, Rapture. Who do you think is going to be taking this?
Well, I think it's going to come down right now to this Dragon Blade that Meteos is carrying and the Nano Boost that'll likely be going on him from Happy Squared. But I mean, they got to make something happen. Okay, there's the Nano Boost onto the Dragon Blade, but the resulting Sound Berry on defense to keep that damage down. And he's not going to, I don't think he's going to clean up anything from that. Flint also gets Nano Boost. That's nothing that's huge. Meteos needed some kills, but they are walking
the bomb
down. That's 1. The Earth Shatter comes down. Matt does get knocked. Meteos rejoining the fight just as Matt gets 2 for that Earth Shatter. Canadian does pick up 2 on his own as Zarya, though. Meteos trying to clean things up as Genji, but he's by himself. I mean, that's unfortunate. And as that push gets shut down again, Witness the Fitness are really turning things around. And I mean, they had 3. Widowmakers had 3 minutes to work with, and Witness Fitness like 3 minutes. That's nothing. We can hold this the entire time.
And Flint going to use the ultimate zoning measure. And attempt by Tyler at covering him with the defense matrix, but he will take out Wreck. That's a huge loss. Losing a Tracer on an effort where you're trying to stagger and hold a car really sucks, but they're still doing it. The Widowmakers are still holding. They'll use a sound barrier to assist, but they did just lose Atlas. Meteos using the Dragon Blade gets a kill onto Matt. If you can try and get one more person, they could do it. It's a 4-on-6 and make that a 3-on-4. This is going quite bad. I believe we're going to map 3 Rapture.
Canadian at full charge is, I mean, pretty ridiculous. The Winston from Tyler aren't able to do anything. Yeah, we're going to a game 3. I think that right there kind of, you know, exemplifies not only how well that Flint pick to McCree was really big, but also I'm not sure. I feel like the Genji pick really worked in the defense's favor. McCree's in position to take care of the Genji anytime he boosts in, and if Genji is not getting the nano boosted Dragon Blade, you know, getting 3 or 4 kills on that, then you're wasting a ton of time and losing a lot of DPS as Genji. And McCree in position to constantly take care of him. Thirst had some good hooks. Sora, who's had really, really well-timed ultimates the entire set, the entire night. When you put those 3 things together, it's almost impossible for Genji to get any kind of traction. And we saw that right there. So I think, right, you know, unfortunately for Widowmakers, they kind of played into the defensive strategy and threw away an opportunity to take the set 2-0.
And now we're going to be going the distance. Fatigue and mental strain is going to be an element that is going to be affecting everyone involved. I mean, I know for a fact it's affecting us too, but it's also going to be affecting the players. Having to go this hard for upwards of 4 hours. It's 5 a.m. for me, and we start the tournament at 1, so it has been over 4 hours at this point. These teams have been going to go full hard. It's the final map. Standards might start slipping, potentially. That is a risk we have seen. And on a map like Watchpoint Gibraltar, there's so many stages where if you slip up on defense, you get pushed so far before you can actually come back. If you slip up at the beginning of the defense, you are going to get pushed into hangar guaranteed. If you slip up in the hangar, that car is getting at least to the ramp, if not all the way, depending on how you spawned. And if you slip up outside of the hangar, further on from the hangar, that car is probably going to get past the bridge, maybe even to the capture point.
Dude, how is it 5 a.m. for you? I mean, I don't know how you're killing it right now at 5 a.m., man. Props to you. You don't sound tired at all.
I'm just used to NA time at this point, if I'm entirely honest. You know, hanging out with NA friends for a long time, you eventually just end up being on this time period. But it's wonderful for esports. It's nice being able to do 2 things at once. And it looks like some of the players are calling for a reset. Yes, it looks like some people are going to be leaving. Okay, so this is a good opportunity for everyone to go to the bathroom. Our production guy, shout out to Chronic, is going to be going to the bathroom. We're not going to be cutting to an official break, but now is a good time. This could be going all the way to a second round of attack event. So if you're watching at home, go grab some snacks, go to the toilet, possibly change your pants after seeing that game, then come back here, because this is going to be starting up very, very soon. I'm very, 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 very much excited. And very, very, very tired. So hopefully I want to get this underway as soon as the players and production comes back. But we should probably touch on something a little bit more immediate. Winston. What happened to Winston? You would think that he would have a pretty darn good time right now, but he has just been shoved to the wayside for the most part, Rapture.
Well, we did see Winston show up for the attack a little bit there, but when Winston's throwing the body down and jumping in, and sometimes you do kind of need the nano boost, but they had to save the nano boost for Meteos' Genji. So when you're, you know, splitting up resources like that, and you know, yeah, you have to commit to the dive at that point if you're running Genji and Winston. But unfortunately for Winston, once you're jumping into that, I mean, death ball, you don't have that nano boost. It can be really hard to keep things going, and no ultimate, that too, because the switch came in late, so there was no meter. You need the ultimate. You need something to sustain yourself in those fights, or you have to work your way into the fight and then use your shift to jump out instead of jumping in. So, I mean, unfortunately, right there, I think Winston still has some room, but Winston kind of came in just at the wrong place, wrong time, and definitely probably wasn't an actual representation of what Winston maybe could have done in that game. So it may have been a little too late, unfortunately, and was just kind of getting wrecked the second that, pretty much face rolled the second he joined the fight.
And maybe because Winston does pretty okay on Gibraltar, there's a lot of high points for him to actually go sit on. and it looks like we're going to be starting momentarily. I would like to see some Winston. We don't see a lot of Reaper. We haven't actually seen any Reaper today, but at the same time, hang on, excuse me. What is it with me today? But yeah, Reaper hasn't been seen a lot, although, like you said, Winston can have a hard time against the tank comp because he needs enough time. He needs time to kill someone, but at the same time, we are going to be seeing so many instances of people staying up for so long because Anna's alive. So the Winston has to dive the Anna, but then the Anna puts him to sleep. It's a ginormous conundrum for a Winston. So that's maybe why you don't see them that much. Which, to be fair, I can completely understand now. But as we're going to be waiting for everyone to arrive momentarily, Gibraltar is a map I'm very much looking forward to. I do want to thank everyone for being here. I do look forward to these Minutemen events. It's a lot of fun seeing how teams actually play in this kind of environment, how people come together, how people explode. We have seen that a couple times on stream, and we've heard reports of it off stream as well. But thank you to everyone watching in the chat right now. It's a small event, but we do sincerely appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Also, thank you to our sponsors, Matcherino, and thank you to Discord for supporting us in what we do here. We're all volunteers, but it is still very much an effort we put our damn hearts into, so thank you so much to everyone that actually turns up for these things. But, moving on from the pleasantries and back to the game, we're just going to be waiting a couple of moments, and then we'll be starting Witness the Fitness versus Widowmakers. We will be finally heading into game. Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's 1-1. Witness the Fitness in the blue. Widowmakers in the red. Rapture, your take.
Well, I was gonna say, man, because I'm kind of, I don't want this set to end because I'm having such a good time, but we're getting tired. But I'm thinking, like, man, if this was a Smash local like I'm usually at, like, it's like double elimination, so there's a chance of like a bracket reset, and it's like best of 5. Like, imagine that in Overwatch, like a best of 5 and then a bracket reset because one team came from losers, and you got another best of 5. Like, that'd be great because
I mean,
more
like,
Overwatch
perfect example of that. Random side note. I mean, watching Evo last year, the Hungry Box reset on Armada. That whole thing.
Ooh, good. That was such a good set, man. That was so good. Shout out to my man Watt. Great job. I love watching Hungry Box. So people like don't like watching him. Like, I love watching those back airs, man. It makes Puff look so amazing. But here we go, going into Watchpoint Gibraltar. Yeah, is this the first time we've seen Gibraltar tonight?
Yeah, first time we've seen it tonight on broadcast. We've seen
Nice.
Gibraltar. That makes me happy. We've seen a nice map variety.
Exactly, man. I love that. Because sometimes when you're going to King's Row every time, I'm like, ugh. I know, Big Ben, it's dark, I get it. Like, it's great. But now we got this nice, well lit. Actually, the sun is shining bright here in Gibraltar. Look at those waves, man. I mean, maybe you can't see them right now, but I can see them, and they look beautiful. Beautiful, man. And we got, I believe, yeah, Widowmakers. They're running out on attack, and we're gonna be going back to that Zarya.
So, nothing really too shocking in terms of comps. No surprise picks, no Hanzos, no Junkrats. Everything as it should be. It's gonna be on which team can pull out the stops in this game. And it's gonna begin this game with the car being pushed down to the both teams just looking to generate ult charge. Mentinos is up top. Mentios is going to be looking to try and generate as much ult charge as he can to get the barrage to rain down on Flit and Third to get them out of the picture as fast as they can because they have been big problems for them.
Yeah, Witness the Fitness, first starting out with that high ground position, now going back to the server room area, of course, pretty standard. But they're actually, they're not committing to the server room, and they're allowing the payload to get pushed up. Meanwhile, Mentios by himself putting pressure up top. Thirsty48, though, getting up on with Roadhog and Matt as well. They're going to push it right back and get control of the payload. That's going to stop things momentarily as Thirst takes a quick cat nap. Well, I guess a pig nap. I don't know if pigs take naps, but he took one.
They do.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah, well rested, so he's back in the fray. And we have a little bit of a stalemate at the bottom of this choke point. This actually sucks for the attackers because they lose a lot of their high ground advantage unless they commit to upstairs. But Sora is actually on the watch for that Pharah. He's 1v1ing Mentios. Finally comes back as he gets almost bursted up by by a rocket. Wreck pushing up, has that high charge, going to do a ton of damage to that shield. And they're trying to make something happen. Here comes Atlas with the bubble. The payload finally moving just a little bit. Mentios finally gets a kill on Sora, but Flynn reacting and getting the kill on Atlas after the hook from Thirst. So we have a little bit of momentum going for the attackers. Mentio still harassing as Rek getting a nano boost, but it's going to be Flynn who throws down the Deadeye. Mentio's throwing out an ultimate of his own. There's a trade. Flint again with another
Death by
kill.
flashbang.
Yeah, wow, that was a flashbang kill. Yo, that was nice.
That's a bit of a rare thing to see. I really like seeing that. And because of the nice little 2-piece from Flint, make that a 3-piece. This defense has been able to finally dig its heels in on the other side of the ramp. A nice place to actually dig your heels in, because often teams can just get swept under by the attacking team and just go straight into the hangars. But no, it is going to be a nice hold from Witness to Fitness, and it's going to be burning even more time off the Widowmaker's collective clock.
Matt and Thirst and Sora and even Canadian about to be on their ultimates, the attacking team of Witness the Fitness. I mean, I'm sorry, Widowmakers. They only have one ultimate, and there it goes. Rek's gonna pop it out. They're not gonna really get anything because there goes both sound barriers. Another Zarya ult. They're just trading ultimates. Thirst gets slapped as he's about to grind them up in his gears. Mentio's still in the air. He's gonna try and get some kills. Doesn't get anything. Rek with 1. Canadian and Thirst. They're gonna get some kills. Canadian for 2. Rek does get 2 as well. So they're trading. Atlas gets the shatter in time, and he's gonna throw that right down. That's a kill on Matt. Flint trying to get out of the fray, but he gets thrown down to the ground, ragdolled, and Rek cleaning things up. Canadian trying to get him down though, and Rek actually just, I mean, a thorn in their side and refuses to go down, but actually taking a little too much time. And oh my god, wow, Happy Squared actually cleaning up Thirst with that grenade with a nuke. That's a nice little 3-pointer from half court.
Tyler is going to take out Thurdo in response to his fallen comrade. And Atlas, oh, charging it, but he gets stunned again. Flint, 3rd time he's done that. And Flint takes out Menitos. Flint is on fire right now. Menitos found 2, but he's able to take him out before any more damage is done. But looks like the damage is going to be done anyway because of an angry German who is being piloted by Atlas, carrying not only the world on his back, but his team. This is finally going to get pushed. 3 minutes on the clock to get through the hangar. Can Widowmakers actually do this? I would say yes, as long as they can deal with Third and Flint. Those 2 need to die, and that is on the back of Mentos and Tyler to do.
Atlas with a thanks to that bubble going right in. Happy Square cleaning up Matt. Here comes the Zarya ultimate. That's going to group everyone up. But the sleep and actually disruption, there's very little kills coming with that. Mentio's going to pick up 1, but Canadian going to trade. Thirst getting that ultimate kill, and Mentio is now by himself. Has to retreat up to the ship and go on the roof of that and just swing back and rotate to the defensive side of things. That's another great trade there for the defense, and they're going to retain 4 ultimates from that fight.
Having that kind of ultimate advantage in the hangar is huge, because there's so many places for a McCree to set up. There's so many places where Azaria can hide and go for a Graviton. Then Flint can be boosted, or Matt can be boosted, or Thirst can be boosted. The onus right now is on Witness to Fitness to keep this defense, because they have the tools needed. There is no ultimates available right now for Widowmakers. Flint is going to pop the Deadeye as a zoning measure to keep Tyler pinned down, or pinned dead behind Atlas's shield as Atlas goes down. Flint gets the double inside the Graviton. That is a complete and utter team kill. As I said, the onus was on Witness to Fitness, and Fitness has been witnessed as they get the team kill.
You're waiting all night to use that one, huh?
I'm sorry. I was trying to come up with something for their name, something clever, but I just couldn't think of anything, so I guess we'll go with that.
Alright, that works for me, man. Widowmakers now on the attack. They have 1 point. Can they get any more? They have a minute to do it. They're sitting on Azurin and Mentios. They have ultimates as well as Happy Squared. We could see a nano boost coming out, probably on Mentios. Rek doesn't have that zoning ultimate, but he's getting super close. They really could use that Atlas, but Mentios picks up one. Mentios, yeah, wow, Mentios was really out and gets slept. Does pick up Flint, but isn't enough. Gets put down. That's a big trade. Both DPS going down. Thirst gets a kill on Azurin, and that's going to prompt Atlas to go right in, but is really out. There's no bubble on him, so he can't stay protected. There comes the nano boost with Rek. Oh my god, he gets hooked. Wow, Thirst stopping that immediately, and then the stun, and then the second
chain.
Stun. Jeez. Canadian cleaning up Rek, who's in position to do a ton of damage and shutting it down. Gets 2. Matt cleaning up the Happy Squared, and that's another denial from the defense. Whew, Witness the Fitness. They're flexing on him now.
Yeah, Witness to Fitness have been able to not only dig their heels in, stick a couple of tents down, put the fire on, and not even move. There have been attempts by Widowmakers to get them to move, but none of them being successful. Flint is going to be hit. He got hit by Mentos' concussive blast, so he wasn't able to sit exactly where he wanted to. The side effect of that being the High Noon's going to get stuff. Atlas tried to use the Earth Shadow against here, but it actually went to his benefit because it delayed it and he got the triple hit. There's Mentos up in the air, but Flint takes him out High Noon from the sky. And this fight might actually be another clean defense for Witness to Fitness. This offensive push is going to go down pretty swiftly. Widowmakers being held off. Matt with a great use of the Earth Shatter, getting kills off it no less. 1-0, held in hangar. Widowmakers are going to have to be on point with their defense to get through this.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch my breath after that calamity at the end. You're right. I mean, there's very little window for them to work with. I don't know. I think right now it's definitely going to fall on the soldiers. Shoulders. First off, of Canadian, because Canadian at the front line is a really big deal breaker for a lot of these fights, especially at high charge. If Canadian can maintain high charge enough, that could be, more than capable of making this team push right through the map. As for Flint, he's definitely going to be the next player to be looking at because Flint needs to be getting those picks, needs to stay safe. And then I would probably say the third person would be Matt. I mean, Matt right there, you saw a big cleanup with Reinhardt, putting himself positioned to just clean up the kills. So, I mean, I think those are the three players to look at. Thirst is doing a lot of great supplemental work with these hooks and really just capitalizing on chases that his teams are making. He's kind of just pairing himself off with who he sees next to him, trying to chase for a kill, and just goes for the right shots at the right moments. Third, great job there on the Ana as well. And Sora has been a mainstay on this Lucio this entire night and has, I think, some of the best, time Lucio ultimates we've seen in a Minutemen in a while. I mean, just doing a really good job. And then you think, okay, that's pretty simple, but the timing of those sound barriers is super crucial in determining what ultimate specifically you want to defend against. And when you have Atlas throwing down ultimates off of the Zarya Black Hole, you need that sound barrier to keep yourself alive. When you have Mentios, throwing down the Fair ultimate, and now he's on 76, but throwing down Fair ultimates earlier, you need that sound barrier to stay alive. So all in all, I mean, Witness to Fitness doing a great job. Now it is time for an opposite push, and this is only halfway through the map that they have to make it through.
Yeah, it's actually a really big boon, and Widowmaker is being piloted, funnily enough, by Witness to Fitness, not by the Widowmakers, but they picked it just to attempt for a pick, didn't find it. They're going to switch that back to the regular Reinhardt, and this push is now commencing a different style. They aren't immediately pushing this cart. Witness to Fitness instead are trying to find picks and then push. But now they're instead just use this opportunity in the space they've been given to push, but the cart will be stalled halfway through, and unfortunately, Thirst 48 gets slept inside, forcing him to retreat and take a breather with his ability, ironically enough, to take a breather. Tyler, incredibly, no, he needs some healing stat before he gets taken out. Scratch that, Thirst kills him.
Yeah, he actually had a Harmony Orb on him, but it still wasn't enough. They have to pay attention to Rek, who's in the server room, just mowing him down. Finally gets some focus on him as his bubble goes, and that's unfortunate. He's on cooldown, so he can't keep himself alive. Meanwhile, there's a charge there. Happy Square going to clean up Matt after the charge, and Thirst trying to get something as well. Gets the bubble. They're both just barely there. The checkpoints to that completed, and it looks like this map may be getting a little closer to being closed than we thought. They're already getting close to the ship. Everyone's backing up on the defense. Canadian, like I was saying, he's so crucial on these front lines. Look how far he's putting up just by himself. He's putting out so much pressure and keeping that charge alive. Rek has to force him back. He gets a nice lob on him, but that's not going to be enough to get the kill. So far, the attack looking pretty good. Flint in third, sitting on ultimates, and Matt about to get his.
Rek, Atlas, Happy Squared do have ultimates as well. And Tyler's gonna get hooked. Tyler will go down. Graviton, a bit dodgy. That Graviton's a lot better though, but Menitos, he's being trapped, but he's still on top. He got protected. Flint gets multiple kills with the Deadeye, but Menitos gets kills and responds. It looks like Sora, unfortunately, is actually disconnected. But it looks like his presence even required. Thanks, bros. I'm done. You guys got this. Their push is still gonna happen. It's gonna go through. Congratulations, Witness the Fitness, powering their way through to the finish. That was wonderful. I'm gonna take a drink, and I believe we're going to be having an interview with, I believe it's going to be Canadian Rapture, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. And yeah, that was funny. Sora's like, all right, it's all right, guys. You got it. No big deal. Drops right out. But yeah, a 2-1 victory when we thought things would end right there on Hollywood. I mean, that was big. Look at this play of the game, though. Matt throwing the hammer down and cleaning it up. Flint's coming in as well. That was quintuple kill. Whew. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, we're going to have Canadian coming up from the winning team. Witness the Fitness. 70% kill participation. You can see how crucial it is for Zarya to maintain high charge and put on as much pressure. Zarya is essentially at high charge, really can 1v1 any character in this game, for absolutely sure. And when you have a player like Canadian who is forcing those situations all over, that's crazy. And here he is right now.
Hello there, Canadian. Pleasure. First of all, congratulations to you and Witness the Fitness on a win. We just got a couple of questions for you. Rapture, I'll let yours first because mine's a very specific one.
All right. Well, first of all, I mean, great job. But yeah, on that Zarya, I mean, you really realize that you need to be in the front. Did it take a lot of coordination to kind of figure things out where your role is on the team?
Yeah, so we had, a mix of skill levels on the team, and some people were in off roles, not off roles as in, they didn't queue up for tank and got support, but people not necessarily in their comfort zone. So it was really a lot of coordination, especially when our Reinhardt main, he dropped in the semifinals. We had to put Matt, our off tank, onto Reinhardt, and man, he really stepped up. So props to him. Flint was just really good on the DPS pulling it. And thanks to our sub too, Thirst, he came in huge. So, I mean, it was... once we got the new guy, there was definitely a lot of communication. This is what we need to do now with this new person. Sora needs to do sound barriers. We need to focus these targets, and I mean, it kind of all came together. It was kind of scary after that first game on. I forget what first game it was. Hollywood, I believe. But
I actually want to question you about that.
Yeah, you're gonna talk about my Sarah, aren't you?
No, okay. It's something you specifically did. So I'll take you back to there. You're on offense, and you decide to go teleporter hunting. And you abandoned the team. Did you kind of tunnel vision on that teleporter?
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna talk about that fair. So I mean, we were hyphy. Man, this teleporter is gonna be a problem. But I agree. We should have fought the fight first and then killed the teleporter. So that was a mistake. I did get it, and I did kill Symmetra, and our Lucio died before he could sound barrier and help the team out. So we did have we think we finished that game with 3 ults up, which was kind of unfortunate. So it's kind of like a 60-40, and definitely the 40 is not in my favor, or the 60 is not in my favor.
And so things are fairly late, so we'll wrap this up fairly quickly. A final thing for you, Canadian. You have the floor to everyone watching. Give your shout-outs.
I want to thank my wife for staying up and watching. She's looking at me from the couch like, how did you make me do this? Thanks for my friends who tuned in, and for my squad that, they said I carried them, but I don't really agree. I think, everyone did their part. So, I mean, this is really fun. Thank you guys for putting on this event. It's always fun to play in.
No problem at all. Thank you very much for your time, Canadian.
Thank you.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, as the clock strikes 5:30 for me, and I don't know what time it strikes. It's like 3 different times in NA, god damn it. With that, we will bid you all adieu from Minutemen number 34. I've been Verbalocity, that's been Rapture, Chronic's been on production. Shout out to Rasp and Skyline.
Shout out to Rasp and Skyline, yeah.
No, we're not shouting out Meek this time, he doesn't deserve a shout out. Thank you all for watching, goodbye.